Well, the first Motor City Madman reference was back in the roaring 60s, the 1960s, when I was on the road, 350 days a year. And CB radios were the big deal on the highways of America for communication amongst us travelers.
Uh-huh.
I communicated for geographical considerations, expeditious traffic flow, and the location of the occasional smoky. And one guy asked me my handle one time, I think it was 1967 or so,
uh-huh.
and I just blurted back the Motor City Madman. And one of the guys in the band heard it, and he referenced it, later on, and it just kind of picked up steam. But I think it was both spontaneous and appropriate.
Now, you're considered to be one of the greatest guitarists of all time. As a matter of fact, your song Stranglehold ranked very high on our Labor Day countdown of the top 105 greatest guitar songs of all time. Where does this come from, man? How did you learn? Were you kind of a guitar technique freak, or, how'd that come about?
I never do work on pure technique. I did in the very early years, just trying to emulate my heroes, the Bo Diddley grind and the Chuck Berry fluidity. And eventually I got to jam with B.B. King and Freddie King, and I actually played with Bo Diddley, and I played with Chuck Berry, and I played with Stevie Ray Vaughan and Eddie Van Halen and Billy Gibbons. And I was in a room jamming with Jimi Hendrix and Rick Derringer and Johnny Winter. So I really have been to the mountaintop of musical communication, particularly from a guitar player's point of view.
Uh-huh.
Considering all that guitar influence, I am equally influenced by everything from Junior Walker and the All-Stars' amazing sax lines and sax melodies to the musical collisions of John Coltrane and Sun Ra. There is no music or sound or emotion or human experience that has not found its way into my music. So it was important that I physically approach the instrument so that I could maneuver my hands upon the neck and really hang on to that Gibson Birdland handcrafted archtop hollow body guitar.
Uh-huh.
But the real influence in my music is one more of spirituality, emotion, sexuality, the human experience. I'm a very gregarious guy. I love sharing campfires, both figuratively and literally, with people from everyone from wounded heroes in Afghanistan and in Kandahar and Iraq and Fallujah, to training with the Navy SEALs and the Green Beret and the Army Rangers and the Special Ops, to conducting federal raids against fugitive felons with federal agents in Texas and beyond, and the burying of a loved one and the singing an emotional song to a terminally ill child, to the sexual adventure of my youth, to the sharing of a campfire with naked Africans on the Limpopo River and sharing the sacred flesh of a hunt that we killed together, that life-sustaining protein with sharp sticks in a most aboriginal primal scream setting. All this goes into my guitar playing, which keeps it raw, it keeps it primal, it keeps it honest. It's just absolutely, inescapably honest, and most importantly, spontaneous. My music is not reviewed or considered or scrutinized. My music flows like a stream of spirituality. It's a sacred, uninhibited, irreverent dynamic between the inspiration of all the black influences of my early music to the masters that I am privileged to collaborate with on a nightly basis, like Mick and Greg. And it literally has life of its own, and that's why every song I've ever written and every jam I've ever partaken in starts with my guitar making a grinding rhythmical statement. I cannot pick up the guitar without creating an infectious, grinding, danceable guitar line, and that's the essence of my musical life.
Now, you brought up the music. Do you ever feel, at the age of 60, dude, kind of weird, stupid, for doing songs like Wang Dang Poontang at the age of 60?
No, quite honestly, talking to you on the phone instead of singing Wang Dang feels weird. Singing Wang Dang Sweet Poontang at 60 years of age is the essence of life, my friend. Especially the way Greg and Mick pound that song into the James Brown and his famous Flames intensity. No, that song is more important now than it's ever been. We lovingly refer to that as the barbecue on the hoof song.
I got you.
And no, that is one of my great. In fact, I got to tell you, Wang Dang Sweet Poontang is my favorite 12 minutes every day. It goes places where no other band even knows you can go. We played a festival in the Netherlands for about 50,000 people, and Dusty Hill and Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top were on the side of the stage watching, and they came back and they hugged me more than I would like to be hugged by a man. But they expressed to me that they went, "Damn it, Dad, we've got to get back to the Fandango days. That was incredible. I forgot all about that intensity." And they were just laughing like kids getting their first piece of ass or whatever you want to insert there. But they realized that, yes, at 60, when you're clean and sober and you really, really diligently pursue a quality of life and health, that at 60, I could kick the 25-year-old Ted Nugent's ass. It's more intense, more energized, more lively, and dare I say I'm dancing better than I was 25, 30 years ago.